Smaller
Yeah.
companies know they have to take risks, but bigger ones, they don't want, So I started getting a bunch of this pushback against that idea versus, and I love Mark Schaefer's book, Audacious. But how can you have that mindset and make sure you're going to win at the end of the day by standing apart from the pack?
Yeah, I guess the reality is you mentioned some key levers here. The size of the company, the smaller companies are going to be more agile, less risk averse. And then depending on who you're talking to, I mean, you could be a senior executive or marketer who your job could be on the line. Like being audacious is not safe for your job. So you play it safe. It all makes sense. And everybody else,
I'd argue it's unsafe to not be audacious because, and we were laughing about that. The average tenure of a CMO is still, a couple of years. If they're not doing something wild and crazy and that's something that's going to move the dial, their days are numbered.
That point is what I made in the honesty part of the book. And it's kind of a dichotomy, though, because I would say not being audacious or not having the nerve to be different is a company needs to be different. A company needs to be audacious and try new things. But if you're the employee of that company, it isn't safe for you to do that. If you want to do something that's out of the norm, can you convince that company? Is it small enough you can convince someone to say, look, from a company standpoint, we need to take this risk. But from an individual standpoint, they may say, look, I'm retiring in 2-3 years, or I just got this job, or I just bought a house. Now it's not the time for me to push the limits and be audacious, right? So then we got to figure out where's that balance? How do we encourage people within companies to take more chances?